Hello, welcome back to the next session. This is going to be on target and life cycle costing. This is also part of the advanced costing techniques part of the syllabus. So let's start with target costing. This involves setting a target cost by subtracting a desired profit from a competitive market price. It is in effect the opposite of conventional cost plus pricing. Here's a diagram to show you how this works. So with traditional cost plus pricing, what we do is we first look at the cost. Now let's say that cost is $100. We would then add a markup, number 2. And if we added a markup of 20%, we would be adding on $20. Thirdly, that therefore sets the price at $120. Effectively here, 120%. But target costing does the opposite. First of all, we start with the price. So let's say the market could hold a price of $100, but we wanted to therefore get a margin on that. And our margin, let's say, is 20%. That would also mean a 20 profit, but we would then take that 20 off the 100 to get our target cost, but this time would be 80. So it's a very different outcome. Now, target costing was invented in Japan, specifically by Toyota. And it's actually called the Kaizen, which means to do something better. You can have a look at a YouTube video on Moodle if you'd like to see the history of it. So let's now look at the steps for implementing target costing. I'm going to use the example of introducing a salad meal on a budget airline. There are 5 steps here. The first step is a target price is set based on the customer's perceived value of the product, which is the market price basically. So supply and demand would set the price. And let's imagine here it's going to be $15 for this salad. Step 2, the required target operating profit per unit is then calculated. Now this budget airline requires 20% margin. So we're going to use a margin of 20% times the selling price of 15, which gives us $3 per salad. $3 per unit. Step 3, the target cost is derived by subtracting the target profit from the target price. So therefore the target cost is going to be the selling price minus the profit, which is therefore $12 per salad. Then we go on to step 4. This is where we calculate the cost gap. Now the cost gap is the estimated cost minus the target. So we've estimated for this budget airline the salad to cost them to make $12.05, so $12.05. If we take our target cost off that, we get the gap, and the gap will be 5 cents. Now that doesn't seem a lot to you, 5 cents, but it's 5 cents per meal. And these budget airlines do sell a lot of meals. So 100,000 meals sold would mean they're saving $5,000. So how do they close this gap, which is step 5? Now there's 2 various techniques they can look at. They can look at value engineering, which is looking at the process and making it more efficient. And that's what Toyota did in their factories. They also can look at value analysis, which is looking at the product and deciding what parts of that product have perceived value to the customer. And the ones that don't have the perceived value to the customer, they would take away. So obviously you can look at these from 2 different sides, looking at the production and making it more efficient, but looking at the product and looking at what makes that product want to be sold at $15 and what doesn't. So with our simple example of a salad, It was a case of taking away 1 olive. So 1 olive meant they saved the 5 cents.